Kannemeyer this morning for Perfectly Placed to take us through, Dean, your runners for Cape Derby Day. Looking forward to it. Race 1, you've got a number of runners. First, Ridian, a Riffy first-timer, Craig aboard. How will he go?
Lovely colt, huh? Big, strong, strapping colt out of a dynasty. I mean, land up going a mile, 1,600 meters. Quite a bit of natural speed, very good mover. But I think, need to get him on the race course for the penny to drop and bring him on. He could run into the placings, but he's a horse that will just get these babies on the course, will do him good. But he's worked back home very good, but a lovely big action horse.
French Flame, the fire away out of a Varmere. Is he a speedy sort?
No, I think he'll also go a mile. He's got a bit of natural speed back home. Lovely mover. Also was one run under his belt that'll just wake him up and teach him what it's all about. Nothing better than a run under the belt. And that goes for the other horse too, that we've had a bit chilly last winter. And last winter himself was an early 2-year-old, and he ran him very late, sort of end of July before he had his first run. But this horse is out of quite a fast mare. I think Dennis Dry trained the mare, won about 3 races. He also shows a bit of speed, but he'll be more comfortable in this 1,200 meter trip. The run will do him good. It'll bring him on, but he's looking good.
Race 3, you've got Golden Destiny. He's had the 1 run. Has he come on from that run?
I think he's come on a hell of a lot with that run. We did fancy him to run a very good race. But he was quite lost. I was surprised. Going through the 1,000, he was off the bit. I know that also one stripe was on his way and gone. But he was out in trouble, but he finished the race off. But I think with one run at his belt, pennies dropped to him now. And I think he'll continue to improve. Not always my style to go straight into the nursery. Other than 1 or 2, how good are the others? We don't know. But he'll be a better horse than Seth than he was 2.5 weeks ago. And don't be surprised to see him go a mile.
Race 4, the 2 runners. First, Cheeky Laddie, 3rd run after a long rest. How's he doing at home?
Cheeky Laddie's doing fine, I think it's his best distance, 1,400. Quite a competitive race. I said in previous interviews, I don't know what his right distance is sometimes, You run him a 40, say, looks better than a mile. Run him a mile, say, bring him a 40. 40, I think him a 12. But I think some of his best runs have been over 14. He won his last race in Durban over 1,400 meters. So he'll be right there, but and it's a fairly big field. They've got a nice pace. But he's a good-looking horse and he's doing well. His stable companion USA's ran him the other day over 14, tried him for the first time over 1,400 in quite a competitive race. And it was a good run, He hung in all the way to the line. And probably his maximum trip, but he's a big, strong, strapping, sound horse and never runs a bad race.
Race 5, you've got the 2 runners. First, Runaway Song. He's starting to nudge down that his rating. Is it enough, though?
I honestly think that he's still rated too high. I think is he really running to, at the moment, about 100, 101. He's 110, still high. He was a 116 or 118. He's never got within 7-8 lengths of anyone since he got that rating. He has dropped in 110. But I've got to race him. And I said to him, where else am I going to run him? They killed him in the Derby. So I've got to run him and see how he goes. I mean, he'll be fine over this trip. And I hope he puts his best foot forward and he finishes right on top of them. We'll be thrilled. But I'd still like to see the handicapper bring him down to a realistic race figure or merit rating. You crunch some of the numbers, probably some of the astute people, handicappers listening to me, hopefully, said that this horse is ranked about 100, 101. And I seem to agree with that. But let's take our chances. He looks very well.
Ponter P, he's been rested and gelded. Is he still coming back to himself after the time off?
Yeah, I gave him a break. He came back, very good, solid form in Durban. Thought we'd have a terrific summer season with him. But he had a few issues at the beginning of the season. Came back last, he came back, same thing, picked up infection, low-grade lung infection, upper respiratory airways, battled a bit with that. His last run, he grabbed the bit and he wanted to hang out on the turn up the straight. So I've changed his bit and I think we've got that sorted out. And I said, you know what I'll do is we'll give him a break to freshen him up. I may not run him here again, take him straight up to do it with the champion season. He did exceptionally well, he's also for 100. And then I decided, I spoke to the owner and said, look, let's get him I had him in the Diadem and I had him in this race too, so I decided to go for this mile race. Because he is also, he puts his best foot forward, he'll be right there in the shake-up. I haven't got his peak racing fitness yet. It'll be his run, and then he goes to Durban the end of March, and we'll take him up, and hopefully we can look at some feature races there from like a mile onwards and get him a nice galloping weight, because he's a nice type of horse. But we've got that, the break has done him good.
Race 6 in the SplashOut Prix Cup, Shantastic. She's been running well in her last 2 starts. Could we see her do the same over the 1400 meters?
Yeah, I have no doubt the 1400 meters is okay for her. She won a very good feature race at Grosvenor, beating Canadian Summer. She won exceptionally well over 1400 meters. Picked up a few issues, put her on the farm, brought her back to Cape Town. Ran over 1,000, got beat a short head, I think. It was a short head or head. Very good run. And then the last run, Craig, there was just a wall of horses in front of him. He couldn't get out. He was just waiting. He pulled out. He had to ease and go around them, and flew up to get beat, I think, under 2 lengths or a length and 3/4. Great run. Strong fillies race. Very, very strong. But, she's earned her stripes, and, at her very best, she can match those type of fillies. But she'll give it a go, and as long as a nice galloping pace up front. But it's going to be a bloody good race. But she's in good shape.
Race 7, the Kai Stables Diadem Stakes. You've got Cosmic Highway. I know we spoke to you previously about him, but how's his work been since leading up to the race? Final workouts all done?
I think he's thriving, and I think he's doing, since the Merchants, he's really doing well. Obviously, the Merchants, he came out with a nice galloping weight, as I said before. So he's a little bit worse off in the Diadem. He has won this race before, and he loves the kennel with 1200. But he won exceptionally well at 55. There's some horses he's worse off at the weights, makes it a little tricky, difficult. But the way he won, he had, again, through the last 250 metres, I think he was still last. He had no chance and got up on the line. So you've got to respect him. He loves it. He loves the kennel with 1200. But not that easy, but he's looking great. He's really, and he's a completely settled horse since we've gelded him.
Race 8, the SplashOut Cape Derby. You've got Green with Envy. The pace of the race, do you think that if they go too fast, they'll run him off his feet and leave him too much to do? No, I'm quite happy for a fast race. Slow run race, fast run pace. Doesn't matter with me. If they go fast, that's fine. If they go slow, because he has a turn of foot. I'll let Craig deal with that. And look, he was very impressive in the Politician Stakes. When I've started trying him for more ground, Craig always said he's looking for ground. Craig always said, wait till he goes to kennel. I remember he got beat at Durban Bull, and he still said to me, this is a good horse. He won the Politician Stakes, he had 60. It was impressive. This race comes in with some horses rated higher than him. And let's see how good he is. But I think he's on the up. He looked very well. He's a sound horse. Yeah, he's a very sound horse. In the 2,000-meter trip, I think we have no problem for him. The female line is a lot of stamina in the female line. So, but he's in good shape. Race 9, you've got Mia's Harper. It didn't seem her best last time out. How's she doing since that run? Yeah,
I thought she ran a bit flat, below herself. She can get quite uptight behind the gates. And the jockey said, the run before pulled her through. She just got beat. Going to the 600, I could feel under pressure. I thought she ran below herself. Put in the paddock, freshened her up, been playing with her, comes back into the race fresh, can't leave her out, because prior to that she's got some good solid form.